right. What's up, everybody? Oh, I gotta change shirts. There we go. Okay, welcome to the stream. I've lost my voice, so bear with me. Oh, we got Jamie Odell in the chat. Jerry's in chat today. And, Mr. Joshua, resub 70 months. OG, the original. Mr. Joshua's been here since day one. Got to see him and Cool Hand Luke this weekend at the Anaheim convention. Excuse me if I might start coughing at some point too. Coughing up like a phlegm ball or something. I think I got like a respiratory infection, upper respiratory tract, and a headache. Although I don't know if the headache's because I haven't had any caffeine, or if it's from this respiratory infection. How's the audio, chat? Can you guys hear me okay? I did find a secondary set of the Le Plume Marvi Uchida pants. So I think I'm going to be able to, well, these are colored. That doesn't do me any good. French blue. Looks like it's all blues. Steel blue. Maybe I can use steel blue. I don't know. I think for this, I think I would probably just do the background. Right? Or this is a neutral 7. I'd use this one. There should be enough in here. I think I'm just going to use this one. Should be enough. I hope. How's everybody doing? I think Sean will be coming in later. Jerry's got some company over. I'm going to try not to be a long stream. I should have a call I got to make shortly. Business call. But today I think the subject matter is that there's a Top Cow talent hunt. I think they do this every couple of years or so. Look for some new talent. This pen smells good. I think because there's a concern that I might run out of ink on this pen, maybe I should just do certain areas first. And then in case if it runs out and it gets lighter, it'll look like I'd actually planned for that. So I think I'll do like the heavier inked areas. So I was at the infamous Anaheim Expo, Fan Expo, this weekend. Mr. Joshua stopped by. It's good to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. Cool hand Luke I hadn't seen in years, and now he's he's almost an adult. I mean, it's crazy to think about how long we've been streaming. 6 years. Almost 7, right? 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7 years. This summer it'll be 7 years. It's crazy. Although recently probably not as consistent as before. I've been thinking about possibly taking a hiatus and then relaunching with a little bit more of a bang. My voice goes in and out. Now that I got, okay, now it's better. Now it's a little bit back. What happens when you don't talk to anybody for a while? You don't even know if you have a voice or not. But the Anaheim convention is interesting, to say the least. Some people called it the Mark Hamill Con. That's a funny name. Mark Hamill was the big draw, Luke Skywalker. But he was, I think all the celebrities were in the bottom, lower level. And then the artist alley and exhibitors, really retailers, were on the upper level. And if you've ever been to Anaheim Convention Center, you know, WonderCon used to take up like the entire block. But most of the block was VidCon, which is kind of like TwitchCon, but for like YouTube creators and influencers. So I don't know if it was unique or not unique. You know, seeing people shooting their own content out in the public. I mean, I think it's pretty commonplace in a lot of places now to see that. I thought they should have let the VidCon people come into the Comic-Con. But there was an opportunity, I think, for guests. I don't know, Mr. Joshua, you went to buy a combo pass to go to both. But then again, you know, if you go to VidCon, you might not understand a Comic-Con. I think I got enough ink in this pen to do the entire background. If you did see the Instagram, I brought Butthead with me to the show. So that was a little bit of a fun time. Friday, Saturday, snuck him in. The Anaheim Convention Center had some rules against pets, but I was able to employ my skills and sneak him in. And then, because usually, like as a regular person, they would have to go through all your stuff security-wise. Because I was a guest, I got to sneak in. Oh, Luke got a picture with Giancarlo Esposito and Optimus. So there was a lot of celebrities there. First time chat, unscathed, unbrizzer. Don't understand what you're saying. In any case, how's the camera? I think the Mark Hamill signatures were minimum $400. I mean, there was still money at the show being thrown around. You know, $400 for a signature. That's just, and they had different tiers. It went from 400 to, or 399 to 599, 699. Depending on the item. Bulky items were, I think, $6.99. I don't know what defined a bulky item. Maybe a stormtrooper helmet. I don't know. Mr. Joshua maybe has some insight. Joe Quesada was there, the artist. Mark Brooks, Greg Capullo, old buddy Greg Capullo. Knew Greg from back in the when he first started. We did a tour together. We spent a week on a bus touring Southern California for the Death May tour. Back when we were all young guys. Who else? I sat next to Peter Nguyen, Jose Marzan Jr., Don Ho, and Scott Koblish. And I guess the other marquee guest was Dan Quintana. Showed up Sunday. He took over Scott's booth. Scott had left. He had personal stuff to take care of Sunday. Yeah, like, let me make sure I get this in the. Once I finish this, we'll jump to the Top Cow. I think the deadline is coming up for that contest. It's every couple of years they do this. Last time they did it was, well, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. It was a Velocity story. I don't know if any of you have participated in that one. I think we might have, one of our previous streams might have delved into it a little bit. I don't recall. I do recall. I think we did. I don't know. Mr. Joshua? Did we ever? Jerry? Uh-oh. I'm going to have one of these coughing fits. Kevin P. West, good to see you in chat. So I think this year, so every like 2 or 3 years they do one of these contests. There's a Facebook page that you can join. Sometimes people post stuff in there, but it's not required. Most of the time it's just like info, but a lot of people post up their progress. I don't want to tear anybody apart that hasn't asked for a review. So I'll refrain from commenting on the artwork posted in the Facebook page. And again, you take the opinion with a grain of salt. I'm not working at Top Cow, although I know Matt Hawkins. I have done one book for them in the past, a pilot season book with Robert Kirkman as a writer. This was a while ago, though. But there are basics. There are basic storytelling issues. Doesn't matter what company you're working for or what company's publishing. So this year there's a choice of 2 scripts. I believe it's 8 pages each. You get the full script, but you're only drawing a specific section inside each story. There's a Witchblade story. We'll go over that shortly. And then there's I think it's called Darkness. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the characters. All right. I managed to make it through this so all this waiting, looking for these pens that I found. Which were the wrong colors. Ended up that we didn't have to wait. Okay, I can get this out in the mail tomorrow, along with Carson's piece. And we're back on track. Okay. Anything else? What do you guys think? What if I went back with a white Copic, not Copic, Cyber Will? Well, so it's 2 different stories. I think I haven't read the Witchblade one. I have read the Darkness one. So I'm familiar with the Darkness story the most. It's actually very complicated. It's actually very difficult. I'm surprised they chose the Darkness, but I guess maybe a lot of their stories have that kind of feel. I mean, there's a lot of demons and angels and bad guys and good guys and civilians. Not a lot of vehicles or cars. So I don't think it's a really good kind of tryout script because you're not testing kind of the abilities of the artist as much in terms of environments. But we'll see. I mean, part of it is to include the backgrounds and environments. And in the samples, a lot of the samples that people post on the Facebook page, there's almost virtually no backgrounds in some of them. Some of them are very generic backgrounds. So going back to the initial, let me see if I were to add like, if I were to follow some of these swirls. Hmm. I don't know, maybe I follow some of the swirls down here as a fade. See how that works. That looks all right. So the darkness one, yeah, I mean it's massive crowd scenes. It's mainly just a fight sequence. So I might tackle the Witchblade one today. And I think we'll maybe have time to maybe just do like one page layout. The deadline is, if you're interested in joining the or submitting, it's coming up. Deadline is next week. So I mean, I don't know about some of these people on the Facebook page. I don't know if they're actually really serious about working professionally, or if they're kind of doing it as a, just like a fun thing. Okay. I did teach a class at Art Center on comic storytelling. And I think because of that class, having to come up with assignments, really organize each class lesson plan, it really helped kind of made me kind of force myself to be able to articulate in a better way teaching about storytelling. I mean, it's not just drawing. Drawing is part of it, but storytelling is key. All right, we might not get shown today. Okay. Oh, there's Sean. All right, he's flying out. Sean's getting on a plane. Here we go. One more. Safe travels, Mr. Chen. Okay. Anything else you guys see before this is a wrap? All right, let me pull up a window capture. Top Cal Talent Hunt 2026. So, I mean, first of all, I go online, look for it. I hope everybody should have the Google skills to be able to do that. If you don't even try. Um, where is this? Where is this page? Can't find it. Do I have too many pages up? Oh, this is why it's so slow. Here we go. Okay. Top Cow Talent Hunt. And I think what we'll do today again is just I'm going to read the Witchblade script because I've already read the Darkness script. That one is just, I mean, it's, if you choose to do that one, good luck. I mean, it's really like an ego thing. It's just a lot of it's a lot of stuff to draw. For like submissions. So you go to the site, they have a download submission kit. There's an agreement you have to sign. There are official rules. Rules are like you can't have worked for another major publisher prior to this. This is you have to be an unpublished. So if you work for any of these companies here, like Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Ignition, Black Mask, Scout, Dynamite, Boom, Valiant, Aftershock, Heavy Metal, any of these publishers, you'd be disqualified. We're looking for new talent. So 7/7/26 is the deadline. They opened in January, so it's been 7 months. I would hope they're getting 7 months to draw 8 pages. If you finished it early, I would have hoped that you would have actually redrawn some of those pages. You're going to be a professional comic book artist, you're going to have to work at a page a day rate, page a day kind of timeline. Winner receives $2,000 flat rate. For their 20 pages of work. What? It's $100 a page. It's not a lot of money. That's got to be a typo too. 20 pages. 2,000 divided by 8 is what? 200 something. That's at least a little bit better. And then submissions are digital means. You have to submit it digitally, but you can draw it traditionally. So you can't mail it in. It has to be emailed. No maximum 25 megabytes. They can be submitted at 300 dpi or as low as 150 dpi as a PDF to the website. Okay, I mean, this is all basic stuff. I hope if you're going to invest time in doing the challenge, you read this. It's kind of important. You cannot use generative AI. So, okay, I know this is not a Todd McFarlane production. And then the sample script. So you have Witchblade or the Darkness script. So I'm going to quickly go over the Darkness script. I'm not really familiar with this character, but I think he has like this armor around him, and it's a lot of demons and whatnot. So the Darkness would be pages 10 through 18. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 9 pages. It's a lot of pages. But 2 of them are double page spreads. One of them is a full page splash. So page 10, page 10 is right here. Full page splash. Roof of the crushed van stands the Angelus in all her winged terrifying glory. One hand she holds the bloody torso of the man she just ripped in half, and the other she holds his legs. Behind her, the skies are filled with dozens of warriors. She smiles and glares at us with eyes that burn. Hello, Jackie. What a pleasure it is to see you again, especially on such a lovely sunny day. That's it. It's full page splash. You go into page 11. There's 4 panels. 12. There's another 4 panels. 13, 14 double page spread. There's actually like 9 panels on this one, yeah. And then 15, 16 is another 8 panel double page spread. There's a couple panels in there are big action sequences, and the rest are kind of clumped into like a story explanation thing. 17, 7 panels. 18, 5 panels. That's it. So if you're doing this, I would recommend reading the beginning of the script. Don't just read page 10. Because in order to, page 10 starts, if you read page 9, you'll understand that, actually going in even page 8, there's a car, kind of like a car chase through the city, and there's a van full of like these armed, business suited men inside a van, and one of them is going to get ripped up on page 10, ripped in half by this angel female character. So, to understand, like, well, what else is in the scene besides the van? Where are we? Are we in, LA, Miami, New York, Metropolis, Gotham? Where are we? So I'm going to do the Witchblade because I haven't read it yet. So this will be like us kind of doing it for the first time. So be gentle. But I'll take you through the strings. Carson McKinney's in chat. Good to see Carson. He was at Heroes. He had a blast. Met some really great artists. Got to talk to Nick Dragotta. All right. So they're all 3 days. Heroes is a great show. It's a really artist-friendly show. That along with Baltimore. I haven't been to either of those shows in years. Hopefully maybe next year. We'll see. And I'm going to do the layouts digitally on my iPad here. So let's see. Okay. All right. This This is actually a page from the Velocity story a few years ago. Let me Witchblade script. And the Witchblade script is page 11 to 18. Okay, so one last page. Witchblade, this is written by Marguerite Bennett for Marc Silvestri. Now, of course, these issues have, I think, already been published, but I would not recommend going to look at these. You don't want to be tainted with kind of the same ideas. You might want to look at it after you're done with the pages, but I would not look at it before. So we're starting on page, again, was 11. And let's start page 9, 5 panels, giant chaotic 2-page scene. Sarah, Lisa, occasion. I don't even know the Witchblade characters. So chat, can you help me with anybody in chat read Witchblade? Help me out with some of the background of some of these characters. All right, page 11. Sarah and Lisa have come upon a body just inside the door of a derelict house. They're sort of sprawled, half in, half out, like they were running away. I guess the bodies were half in, half out. Person had died of an overdose, but their veins have been torn open. It looks like something has exploded its way out of the vein. All right. Marguerite has included some visual references that she found. Sometimes I find these helpful, sometimes not so much, but it's another way of like really understanding a little bit of what's in the writer's mind. I mean, it's all about translation when you're working with people. With Lisa out of the way, Sarah deploys the Witchblade. It begins to coil over her body. She says, "Scent like vinegar." So Lisa says, "Oh, Jesus, go for help. You don't gotta tell me twice. Scent like vinegar." Sarah draws her gun as the Witchblade engulfs her body. She is creeping up the stairs inside the house. Sarah, what the F? Okay, 3 panels. Let me read 10. Page 10, 5 panels. Page, the background conspiracy theory wallpaper is a lot darker, more violent, images inverted upside down. Sarah, because the city doesn't care about the unhoused. Don't say unhoused. That shit's a psyop. What? Shifting language to remove compassion is a psyop by the wealthy to turn us against the vulnerable, instead of focusing on class inequality. Care to elaborate, kid? Unhoused, like this prom he can't afford a house. Well, the problem is he didn't have a home. They didn't have friends or family or the support system that home like represents. Having people to count on, help, medicine, a safe place to sleep. The Witchblade is growing. Sarah, distracted, seizes her wrist. She's being alerted by something. Give me your tire, give me your poor house. Everything you need is a home, a place to be safe, something to protect them. Sarah, distracted, begins peering around the corner ahead of them. Lisa, lecturing her, follows her blindly. People experience homelessness, houselessness, prefer the term tish by following the PC bullshit and distancing yourself from the fact that they're human beings just like you. Why does she write bullshit, but then like the other words, like fuck, she has to write like the, anyways. Sarah is reaching for her badge as she peers around the corner. Who is they? Rich people, powerful people. People who think other people ain't people but things. People who kill homeless people because they know the cops won't care. Okay, so are they already in the derelict house? I don't get it. Okay, 9.1. On the street, Sarah follows Lisa casually. Not even being sneaky, Lisa has a scribbly storm cloud of anger above her head. Roll the play, saying a few bad apples. They're talking. Okay, so the background construction paper is more of a the wallpaper is more, I guess, a graphic walking on the street. So page 1, page 11.1, we reach this derelict house exterior because the people are trying to run out or run away. just inside the door of the derelict house. Page 1213. Next 4 pages are a dragon fight. I have sketched out beats, but please add anything cool. 12 to 13.1. Large panel. Sarah surprises a huge white dragon feasting on a dead attic. This place is an opium den, and dead bodies, some eaten, are scattered about. The dragon has 5 to 7 heads. She looked diseased with a ghoulish face we saw in the mural. The dragon launches itself at Sarah. The dragon sinks its fangs into Sarah's shoulder. Close on Sarah, there's a corona of pleasure around her head. Her pupils are suddenly huge. Sarah slices through the dragon's neck, but her blade passes right through, like the dragon is made of mist or dust. She is woozy and bewildered. Sarah slices through the dragon's abdomen, but her blade passes right through, like the dragon is made of mist and dust. Sarah can see the red dragon's heart, a crusty, sticky lump of opium. We don't know that's what it is yet, but it's visible through the semi-transparent flesh. Page 14. 14.1. Sarah fights like a dragon slayer. Big Jason and Argonauts versus Hydra Energy. Panel 2. The dragon's several heads all seize Sarah at once. Too many to fight. So, up until now, 12 and 13, she's only fighting one head. But how many heads are there again? Seven, did she say? 5 to 7. So I would say that during the fight and between 12 and 13, that if you're doing 5 heads, one is attacking, 1 or 2 at the most, attacking Witchblade, and 3 or 4 of the other ones are munching on dead addicts. 14 is only 2 panels, of which the last one is the heads all seize Sarah at once. Sarah fights like a dragon versus Hydra. The dragon's several heads all seize Sarah at once. Too many to fight. Please make this several panels. Please do anything you want. Well, okay, so basically it's up to us to kind of figure this out. The dragon, I guess the first one is, I'm thinking Sarah is attacking, and then the second one is the dragon's counterattack, and or various panels after that. Then page 15, 4 panels, the dragon slams Sarah through the wall of the derelict building. The dragon has Sarah pinned. Sarah slams her gauntleted hand up through the chest of the dragon so that her fist comes out the other side, holding the dragon's heart. The dragon explodes into white powder, covers Sarah in white powder. Page 16, 5 panels. Sarah staggers up and slams the firearm. She's covered in white powder. She shakes her hand like she just handled filth. The heart is decomposing into tar. Gotta get this shit off me. Water pours down from above. It washes the white powder off of her. Christ, my skin is tingling. What was that? Sarah checks the other bodies for signs of life. No luck. The Witchblade begins to recede. No other survivors. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sarah stares at the floor. The Witchblade has become a bracelet. The face of the ghoul is visible in the white powder. A vague sketch and outline on the floor. What's causing this? Sarah, soaking wet, rushes outside. It's begun to rain. Lisa, scarred, is waiting for her. Lisa, the EMTs are on the way. I gotta get you out of here, kid. My granddad's 3 blocks away. Page 17. Okay. Well, it's starting to rain. A piece of shit lawyer is getting out of his limo and headed towards the courthouse. He's having a cell phone conversation. There's a big statue of Justice by the stairs, blindfolded, sword in one hand, scales in another. Courthouse. Far right at the end of the day. Da, 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 da. Lawyer leers at the statue. These lying bitches are all the same. Lawyer turns to the conversation. Well, it's under the gift table. Under the table gift. Lawyer looks up. Statue's gone. Lawyer so shocked. Arm phone dropped on the side. Lawyer turns, abandoning his phone. Page 18. Statue of Justice has her sword upraised. Her face is the face of the ghoul on the cover. No blindfold, no color, just bronze. The statue of Justice slices the lawyer in half with her sword. Okay. I mean, this one is, the Witchblade one's a little bit more comprehensive. So, 11 to 18. Okay. I mean, there's enough action in this one. There's enough standard talking. There's a courthouse. There's a car. There's an ambulance. I would have done this one. What page should we try to lay out? Anybody? In chat? About an hour in. I got maybe another half an hour. Anybody in chat have a page that you guys want to lay out? I mean, the big action sequence is 12:13. 11 is the opening. Let's start with the 11. If no one's saying anything, we can do a poll. Do a poll. Yo, Jimbo's in chat. Good to see you, Jimbo. Lay out. I should do page 17. It's like the most boring page. Right? It's pretty intense. There's action, there's gore. There's this Witchblade component. What is Witchblade? She has like this armor, but she still has to use a gun? Most other writers, I mean, if we look at the Darkness, they all list number of panels. Panel 1, panel 2, panel 3. This one here we're looking at is the Darkness. This is kind of like a combo script / plot. He's got the dialogue written inside of the panel descriptions, as opposed to separate dialogue. There's actually not a lot of dialogue to begin with, but panel 5 here, page 1213, 12. Reverse angle with Jackie's outstretched hand in the foreground, aiming at mostly silhouetted mayhem in the background. Jackie keeps trying, but he's clueless and keeps uttering new magic words. Because I am, Jackie, you idiot. Two slightly different style writers, two different writers. Who wrote this Darkness one? Doesn't say. All right. She's an NYC cop. Okay. So this is New York City. Yojimbo watched the TV show. That's right, there was a Witchblade TV show. Was it any good? I mean, what was the Witchblade outfit? You know, is it an alien thing? Is it a mystical thing, like a fantastic thing? All right, coming down to the vote. Looks like page 11 is going to take it. All right, page 11 it is. Okay. It's a supernatural weapon that can only be wielded by a woman. But what does it do? Does it just has blades? Or does it do something else? So, okay, wow, let's see. I have a lot of, let me get rid of this. Okay. All right. So this is the velocity page. Okay, all right, let's start afresh. This is working on Procreate. Oops. Okay. Usually I like to start with a guide. This is mimicking the dialogue caption guide. So when you're drawing, if you're doing anything outside of this border, big no-no for word balloons. So here we go. So we have, we're looking at the script. It's like a biomech looking gray armor. Okay. Which covers her naughty parts. Conveniently. But why only a woman? What if it was a hermaphrodite? Was it any women? Like it could, or is it like the Green Lantern where it has to choose the right wearer? Like could like any women just take the Witchblade thing and become Witchblade, or all right, so page 11. So usually what I like to do is I'll write out on the sheet, page 11. There's different panels. There's actually only three panels. First one is Sarah and Lisa come upon a body just inside the door. Comes upon body inside door. Okay, derelict house. Lisa is yelling Jesus, and the guy has a specific look. With Lisa out of the way, Sarah deploys the Witchblade, so this one becomes Sarah becomes Witchblade. Lisa leaves. I think we need to show Lisa leaving. And then Sarah Witchblade draws gun and goes upstairs. So if we see that we need to have stairs, if we're designing a house, there's a picture of the house. It's kind of like a shanty, like just a beat up wooden house in the script with a porch. Looks like it has a door. And of course, like this is all, and it's next to a building, but because I guess we're still in some kind of New York or Queens or Brooklyn. There's another house over here. So if we're looking at the plan, I'm gonna say we're in Brooklyn. I guess we should read the script a little bit more further. But this is going to be our house. This is going to be an old hotel. Our house is probably recessed a little bit. 2 stories. We don't need to make a mansion or anything. There's going to be a hole in the roof because the rain comes in later. So we're going to need to add that in. Next to this house is probably another house or brownstone. Let's see, there's New York. And then some other, I would say it's like, there's other houses that are maybe still livable, but definitely on the more beat up kind of aesthetic. Like this house isn't in the middle of Beverly Hills. So, and then if the front door is here, so if we're looking at the house, we're just going to do a very standard house design. And this is primarily going off of the drawing that the picture that the writer provided for us. The doorway will probably be on the far right side. It's going to be like a little bit of maybe a stairway up. The door open here. I think the stairwell will be here, right by the door. It's not great design to have your stairway basically open up to your front door. It's bad feng shui, FYI, because all your fortune is going down the stairs right out the front door. But because this is a fucking crack house, I think it suits that purpose. Obviously, it's a bad luck house. And then on the second level, when it comes up here, there's maybe just got to turn. This is looking a little bit like Sean's house. Yeah, so there's probably another. Well, there's like a little hallway here, I would say, usually. And then there'd be another room here, another room here. So maybe this is the room that she comes into. And maybe this is a bathroom. Maybe a light here. So there's a doorway. And I would say this is another bedroom here. But there's a wall here. This is the wall that she's going to be thrown into or over. So if that's the case, she's going to be thrown through this wall. We're going to need to have like maybe a hole in the ceiling around here. This is where the rain's going to come in. This is where some of the dead bodies are going to be. Right, probably more dead bodies in here. So part of this is exploring this place, understanding, this is like the living room. Maybe a pantry back here. This is the kitchen. I'm not building a house, but I'm understanding the space that I have to play in. All right, and this is 3 panels for this page. So coming back to this, I'm gonna cut and paste this. Okay, drew it out. So now I'm thinking, okay, panel 1. Sarah and Lisa come upon the dead body inside the door. And here's a trick. The first image that you see in your head sometimes is not the best one. So don't just the first image you think of, oh, that's the image I'm going with, right? But I'm going to sketch it out. And what I'm going to do is I don't think this is, I'm just going to sketch it out. And very kind of like not stick figures, but almost. This is who says what first? Lisa says something first, and then Sarah, then Lisa again. So this is like the doorway. He's running out, so he's trying to run out, so he's running away from something. So I think this would be. I'm just being very sketchy. This is what I'm seeing in my head. But this is from inside of the house, right? The background, but we still need to establish the outside. So if it's the outside of the house, we can do the reverse of that. I think Sarah would be in front. Because she's a policeman and she has the gun. And if that's the case, so what I'm doing here is I'm sketching it from the outside. You'll get to see the outside of the house a little bit. I'm adding in the stairway. You can see maybe some other details, but maybe some damage inside the house. And here's the body of the guy. But everything's still kind of wide. So let me pull in. Well, if I stayed out wide, this is almost a side view of the house. Again, if we're staying this wide out, and Sarah has the hand to protect Lisa, we see the remainder of the street. We still don't really see the house that much. But we can have a little bit of the environment that we're at. Right? Now when I do this, keep in mind that I'm not drawing any panel shapes at all. I'm merely sketching out the scene. I'm sketching out the images that are coming in my head. Ultimately, like to me, in reading the script, probably panel 2 is going to be the big panel, the money shot, because it's Sarah turning into the Witchblade, right? And that's going to be the one that everybody wants to draw, or wants to read or wants to see. But it doesn't necessarily have to work that way. But I'm just sketching out stuff. So another one could be over the shoulder. Now the over the shoulder thing, I almost want one more extra establishing the exterior. So if this was the case, I would probably add a panel to this page. And now if I'm going to do that, I would add a panel where I'm showing a little bit more of a wide shot to really set up that this is a rundown house, that it's an opium den, but that we're also in New York or Queens or Brooklyn or one of the boroughs. And it's a street corner, street light, and then there's a row of other kind of derelict houses. So I could see us going from here to here.
Mind if I join?
Hey, what's up, Jerry? The second panel would be...
I hear a lot. Just let me know. I'll jump on if it's too noisy.
What happened?
Because...
No, I didn't hear you. Oh, because of the guests?
Yeah.
But
if
Jerry,
it's too noisy, just let me know and I'll jump off.
Yeah, go hang out with them. Don't worry about it. There's Courtney's in chat.
I'm literally working. I'm coloring a page.
Oh,
so.
Okay. So we need to establish the dead body, in the first one. The second one is really just her becoming Witchblade. Usually you want to choose like an up shot, right? A worm's eye shot. It's the hero shot, looking up. And I don't. Does she have a specific pose? I think she does this thing with her hands, right? Or
she's always like looking at her hand.
Yeah.
With the claws on her, like coming out her fingers.
Does her regular police clothing get shredded, and that's why she's naked underneath, or how does that work? I mean, do we need a full body reveal of like transformation?
She wouldn't be naked, right? She'd have all that crazy armor.
Yeah, but the armor like also exposes skin, so
it does.
Yeah, it's like very risque. It's like a swimsuit. It's like a bikini swimsuit. like it covers the areola, and that's it on the breast. It looks like like fingers cupping the
Holy
breast.
guacamole! It's like an armored bikini,
Yeah,
basically.
basically. Right. So she becomes this. So this is kind of like maybe a standard witchblade pose with the hand up. What are some other ones?
Now, doesn't the armor like kind of move? Like it's like alive almost.
Yeah, it's alive. I mean, I did the Ciara album cover, and they wanted me to mimic this witchblade armor. Because somebody saw it, and they liked it. So I have seen some witchblade stuff.
I mean, I used to. I guess I never really bought the comic, but I would. I like Michael Turner's art back then,
Yeah.
and Sylvester's awesome.
I would say this one. The important thing is this. We don't. I don't think we need to see her full figure. Um, I do think like the hand thing is like an iconic because it has like claws, right?
But it's kind of like I always think of her armor as like Venom's symbiote costume.
Symbiotic, yeah.
Like it can kind of do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Right.
So like, shouldn't you use that to your advantage and have it cool, crazy stuff?
Well, yeah, it's like transforming onto her body. So, of course, then we have to, finding the right pose is the key. Again, I'm just. Are her arms down, or is it like a badass, like sexy pose, or?
I think it's got to be for her.
Like, is it one hip, like, is it like one hip? What is it, like, out? Like, so. Or do we keep it very subtle?
I mean, she's like a killer Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, right? Like,
well, here's the
that's
other
why I think
option.
Witchblade, right?
Yeah, so when the armor starts coming on, I think everyone's going to be doing this, like the body with the hand, and right, for panel 2. I'm like, I'm gonna leave that for panel 3, when she's actually walking up, and she's still transforming into the Witchblade. So I think. Ish. Yikes.
Couldn't be hanging.
Oh, that's horrible.
And shockingly, you sound better than you did the other day when I spoke.
My head was throbbing today, like headaches. I think I need to drink some coffee.
Oh, this being off every day, huh?
I'm kind of this pose here, where we get a nice shot of her face, and we see some of the armor coming on, like creeping onto her face and onto her hand, which is holding the gun. To me, it gives me a little bit of a sense of mystery. I'm teasing the reader. The reader wants to see her like basically half naked, but I'm teasing them. And then in the background, I'm going to have Lisa running away on her phone, calling 911. And then in the background, I think some more derelict houses, or kind of a old school, maybe run down neighborhood type. And then in the last page, as the last panel, oh, she draws her gun on the last panel. Well, I did in the second one. She goes up the stairs. Now here, this one, okay, now going up the stairs, what does that look like?
Can I ask why she needs a gun?
That's what I'm wondering, but Yojimbo says she's a cop. So, but if she already has this fantastic armor, what does she need a gun for? Right?
Does Spawn still lose life when he uses his powers, or did that get trashed?
I don't know.
Because shouldn't he be dead by now?
Spawn?
After like 500 issues.
I have no idea. I'm sure that's been resolved. All right, I'm not feeling too good. But
Well, you sound amazing.
This is her. You get a nice butt shot. I know everybody's clamoring for that. And then in the foreground is the dead drug dealer. Right, that's one possibility. And because it's a page, if we're to draw the page, it's probably we're gonna want to go to the right. Action's gonna want to go to the right. Let me think about that. And draw her.
Now, everybody watching, are they going to actually use your layout to enter this contest?
Well, I'm only doing one page. If they could, if the one page is going to get them a job, wow, then I gotta package that up. So here we go. Maybe a little bit reverse angle of that. And then if you wanted to use light, yeah, I got a ton of work I gotta do tonight. All I want to do is sleep. Would her arm be extended with the gun if she's drawing her gun? Would she be holding it up? Or holding it off to the side?
Once the gun is out, it's got to be ready to go, right?
Right. But then she has claws. If she has claws, how can she hold the gun? All these, I mean, girls with like long fingernails, right? They're not going to be able to hold a gun or pull the trigger. How's Courtney doing? When is her book coming out?
I bought M1 the first.
Oh, it already came out? When is her cover coming out? Is it any good? You haven't read it yet.
I read it.
You haven't read it yet. I'm giving you an out, Jerry.
It's well designed. The art is very pretty. Uh, the racing. Look, I really like Jay Lee's art. I really do. I'm a fan. But I didn't. I would never think of him as like a car artist. And I definitely don't think of him as one after at least the first issue.
Mm. Well, the promo art,
The
it looked
racing
like it
is,
was like supercars, but not like Tokyo Drift. You know.
yeah, I guess it's just you know, I don't care what type of established, you know. I mean, he's awesome, and he draws really pretty pictures and designs a very pretty page. But yeah, the racing is like I thought. This is what I'll say. Um, One of the pages, like the main girl is she meets her friend, the new girl, and the new girl's like, "Oh, like you have such cool shoes," but like there's not a panel where you see the
You don't.
shoes.
It doesn't show the shoes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, like if I would have done that, people would rip me a new one, you know. But because it's Jay Lee, everyone's like, "Oh, it's so cool," you know, like who cares? Like he draws everything so cool, you know. Um, but I mean, look, I'm sure it's going to do great, and it'll get options. I don't plan on buying the issue. I just want the first one to get the other. Eventually, I'll buy like the trade or something like that. You know?
Well, you
But
gotta get
it's cool.
Courtney's. You gotta get Courtney's cover. She
Yeah,
says it's coming out. We gotta get her on. We gotta get her on stream. To talk about the maybe next week. It says it comes out 7/15. Excuse me. Well, this is a half shot. What else? What other? You know? I mean, these are all fairly, I think, conservative angles. Um, there's always you can always go even more radical, more forced. So now that I'm basically got like three kind of things. When I look at this, which am I going to choose as my?
Bernard, man, you got to you got to you got to get some like hot water with honey.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got my hot water pot here.
You probably should stay away from the car rest spots for a little while.
From the what?
The car rest spots, is that what they're called?
What, the rest stops?
Yeah, the rest
What are you
stops.
talking about? I'm like going behind
Like
the bushes.
you ever see There's Something About Mary?
Yeah, I'm going behind the bushes.
Yeah.
All right, if I like this one here, well, I'm gonna go with a close up of her face. That's kind of giving me a more of a horizontal image. So I think overall, okay. So after I'm sketching out these angles, and again, I can be doing much more. Now I have an idea of kind of. Now I can draw the page and the panels. So to do this. Where she's kind of turning into. It's a nice horizontal panel. Now I have the top to deal with. I think I'm going to need 2 panels for the top. Whether one is going to be like kind of like an establishing, or it's going to be small.
I came in the middle. Is this script that they give you? Do they tell you like how many panels and stuff, or
yeah, it's already in the script. So here we go. This is an overhead shot. This is the crackhead or whatever. And the doorway, and here's maybe their foot. Here's the doorway. This is inside the house. And as a bonus, you can use your I would use this. The shadows. Yeah, I like this.
It looks great.
So that would be this right here. Right? And then the last one would be our hero going up the staircase. You could exaggerate the perspective of the staircase a little bit more. And you retell all the elements from that first panel in the background.
I don't know about you. I find stairs to be amazingly difficult to draw.
They can be. You can cheat it.
Yeah, you can, but like if you want to draw them legit.
So now we get our full body Witchblade. And again, details on the stairs. It's, falling apart. Here's the body of the drug dealer. And that's the front door. Backgrounds for this would be, maybe I would have the front doorway frame this first panel, on panel 2, so that she's kind of walking in. And oh, here's another thing. Maybe have her face a little bit in silhouette. To indicate that she's coming into the darkness, into the dark house. And that again, the light is from the outside. There we go. And this is kind of how I would lay out the page.
That's amazing.
If you get a job just from this one page, kick me a little bit of bonus, kickback. Yeah?
But what a great way to see your thought process on all this.
Now here, this last image, you know, she could pop out a little bit of the panel. We could tilt it or force it a little bit. This is the one where the angle is very dynamic. All the other ones are slightly standard. This one's almost a 3/4 down shot. First one's just a wide establishing shot exterior. Here's just a medium or close up of her transforming basically her head and her shoulders with Lisa in the background outside in the street with the phone calling 911. And now she's coming up. Now you go to the next page, page 1213. That's the double page spread. Now you can go crazy. Now you got you can really have a little bit more like of expansive look in terms of the action. 1213. It's asking for 7 panels, which is kind of a lot. The first one would be kind of the reveal of the dragon, the establishing shot of the environment, and then then the fight. But it's doable. It's doable, and I would think of that as almost as a full page splash and then a page with 6 panels. In terms of equivalence of like imagery. So, all right, anything else? I gotta get out of my voice is like dying here.
You sound man.
Anything from chat? How's everybody doing? Are you gonna make an announcement on the Knicks?
Oh, you mean the Knicks shirt I'm making?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not that much to say out. So I'm making a Knicks shirt, but it'll be out in a couple weeks. But I got to. It's funny. Like I myself, of course, literally the second the Knicks won the championship, I went and ordered stuff online, and I still haven't gotten any of it. And as a matter of fact, Mitchell and Ness just went ahead and canceled one of my orders because they were like, "Yeah, we ran out of these." So it's been a little frustrating because I just want to, fan out. But so I went ahead and just made my own Knicks shirt, which I'll have out in a couple of weeks. And I don't know. I'll let everyone see it then. I'm pretty excited.
Kevin P. West says drink some whiskey with lemon juice.
Our boy Johnny, he says that you can drink 2 parts whiskey, 1 part vodka, and it does not taste bad.
And what, that'll get rid of
it usually gets rid of, he says it's a panty remover. That's what he calls it.
Oh, I need a phlegm remover. Does he have a phlegm remover cocktail?
Isn't
Burn
that the
it
hot
out.
toddy?
I should go sit in the sauna.
Yeah, you got it.
Melt that phlegm. So, all right, who should we raid? Anybody? Let me see who should raid. I'll try to be back next week with Courtney and her M1 book. I got to go take a look at that. Let's see. Oh, this is a Japanese art guy or girl. There's another manga. This is a bikini manga girl. Someone drawing a face. This looks like comic book manga pages. Oh, this one looks interesting. It's still manga. Alright, boobies. Well, this guy's painting sculptures. Jerry, you have any? Oh, this one looks like it's no.
Well, we should stay on theme with Witchblade and get something that's like sexy, right?
Okay,
Raid
alright.
someone doing something sexy.
Sexy. Here we go. This looks sexy. Yojimbo, thank you for moderating. You guys, thanks for showing up. Thank you for joining, Mr. Joshua. Thank you for the resub. 70 months. Holy cow. 7 years. You're doing this.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's crazy.
Thanks for sticking with us. That means a lot.
Yeah. Holy cow. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Get ready to... Oh, she's not drawing it. I'm looking at the preview now. It's nowhere near the sexy girl that was on the earlier preview. Let's find something else. This is like cutesy. I feel misled. Alright, I'll do this first one. Chuck Dunn. We've done Chuck Dunn. He's drawing
Is it sexy?
He's drawing a sexy girl. I think it's a Chung-Li.
Ooh, as my wife would say, sexy, sexy.
Chung-Li eating pizza. Oh no, that was the... Okay, right now. Happy holidays, everybody.
Boy.